I mean, this is not totally professional review or anything. It's more just general impressions because, yes, Cyberpunk 2077 has a fair amount of bugs. They're not as prevalent on the PC from what I've seen so far, but there are some. Like, I'll be walking and then suddenly the character can't move forward, backwards, or to the side or side unless I save it, and then I can move forward again. It's that's a really weird bug that happens. Surprisingly, the katana stuff is pretty fun. Um, I've basically you can make a character that's a bull in a china shop, and the game will still let you get through certain things. Like if you have enough body, you can force things open. Um, this character, I'm pretty much concentrating on uh, like mechanics. The stuff that's in the upper right, and then in the middle I'm getting reflex up there, and also body. The other ones, the intelligence and cool, I'm not focusing on for this character, but there are certain dialogue options, like depending on certain attributes, you can use that as an option to solve certain things. Like the one mission with the cop that's the retired cop. Well, he's not really retired, he's like on administrative leave because he saw some shit and shit byproducts with his job, and you have to help the two cops that are trying to get to him, so he doesn't KO himself. Like I was saying on the Twitter, like that's a pretty interesting mission in the fact that you can, honest to God, help people out, even though a certain character will criticize you for doing certain things. Like I found a mission where you have to help out these Tibetan or monk type characters, or Buddhism, something like that, and the one brother, like if you're not a stealthy character at all, you're pretty much gonna have to go in there to rescue him from all sorts of harm by basically ending the gang members' lives, and he's all upset that you had to do basically murder, but they were gonna murder him anyway. Um, but the thing is, it lets you play V pretty much however you want to. I'm going kind of like the more very altruistic route. And I like the fact that they have a lot of likable characters in this game, which is a really big bonus for me. I like Vic. He's very well done. It seems like they've made enough likable characters, including Jackie, to where, like, if you want to play a V that's more kind of like a knight in shining cyberpunk armor, you could do that if you want to. Which, it kind of like with Fist of the North Star, you can play a decent character, a good aligned character, or at least a more moral or honorable type of person, even in this setting, which is a big bonus for me. When it comes to certain kinds of settings, if you can make a character shine that brighter in all the darkness around them, then you know what, that good gives out a good clear contrast to whatever else is going on. Um, the story's pretty good so far. But then again, I've only completed Act 1, so they kind of have like an extended prologue for whatever origin you pick up. I've only played through the Nomad one in completion. I haven't played through the Corpo or the Street background just yet. I created a Corpo character, a guy with a fancy beard. That V will have a fancy beard because I like my fancy beards. But I'll see how those go later, because right now this initial playthrough is just mostly me learning about how different builds work and everything else. You can, actually, the way I've gotten athletics up is to not drive and just run around everywhere. And also, if you swim around in lakes and everything else, that'll up your athletics. I'm just trying to figure out what ups what. And just doing basic punching will up your street fighting level. If you use blunt weapons like tire irons and baseball bats, that'll up your blunt weapons thing. Like you can use any weapons you want to in the game, or any kind of skills, and that will still give you experience towards that path and unlock some perks and other things for it, and also additional perk points, but you don't even have to spend those perk points in that particular area if you don't want to. So overall, I really, again, like the katana play. It's like, yay, swish 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 goes the katana as I cut down bad guys. So there you go. The technical stuff, yes. If you're playing on console right now, that's pretty janky. From what I've seen of videos and stuff of it, right now it feels like the PC version's probably the most stable. But then again, depending on your rig setup, I wouldn't recommend putting this on Ultra just yet. My PC seems pretty stable at keeping everything at high rather than Ultra. And it looks really good at high. Looks like with the console versions, there's a lot of pop-in. And there's even a little bit pop-in on the PC from what I've seen, but not nearly as bad as the consoles. And yes, so far I would recommend using controller for this, even if you're playing on PC, because the controller, it seems like they mapped out a lot of the stuff more towards that than for a comfortable keyboard experience. But that's just my opinion. And I guess that's about it. Between writing and this, I think I'll have a pretty busy December. See you later, everybody.